Hello everyone, welcome to the January of 2025 video tarot reading with Animal Totem and lots of answers, lots of love, and lots of proverbs. Happy New Year to everyone out there. The decks that we're going to use this month is of course the Rock and Roll Tarot deck. This is the mini deck. And then we're going to pull cards from the Light Seer Tarot. And then we're going to pull an Animal Totem for each sign for Sun, Rising, Moon. And of course again we're going to have the lots of love, lots of answers, lots of proverbs. I'm going to go over a little bit of the astrology before we get into the sign by sign. I want to let you know a little bit about me before we get rolling. My name is vickieverlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. I will not be messaging you on social media. Those are imposters. It's rampant, impersonating YouTube people, and it's just not me. Only way you can contact me for a reading or otherwise is through my website. If you enjoy this content, you can hit the like and subscribe, which costs you nothing, and it really helps out the channel, and I would appreciate it. I am the original YouTube tarot reader. I started this whole thing back in 2013. And I've written 3 books. Well, I've written a tarot book, but I've also written 3 channeled books. I recently had a video that a lot of people liked about jumping timelines. You know, and I was going to go through and make a whole video about it, but there's just so much of it in the channeled book. So if you want to know more about what my guides have said about jumping timelines, you can go ahead and just check the books. I mean, they're free in the Kindle Lending Library, and they're available in Audible. They're available on all platforms. So there's lots of ways that you can get it. For cheap or free. Okay, let's go over some of the astrology for the year, for this month rather, for January of 2025. First off, happy birthday to all the Capricorn and Aquariuses who are January born. I hope you have a wonderful new year. This is going to be your solar return, which is your personal new year, so it's a really powerful time for manifestation. On the 13th of January, we're going to have our full moon in Cancer. This is manifestations coming to light, fruition. Sometimes it can go back to what you were doing at the Ingress back in the, well, summer for the Northern Hemisphere, like the summer solstice, the June solstice. This could be the finishing up of that cycle for many. On the 19th, the sun will move from Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius season begins. On the 29th, we're going to have the new moon in Aquarius at 9 degrees 51 of Aquarius. And then on the 30th, Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, is going to turn direct after it's been retrograde since September. If you like my content and want to get more, I have a weekly all signs videos every week on Patreon. It's a little bit shorter, condensed version of this, what we do here. But I go through a little bit more of the astrology, of all the aspects for the week, and then I do 2 cards sign by sign. Okay, without further ado, let's start our readings, and we're going to start with the sign of Aries. There's always timestamps down in the description below, but if you want to, you can also just scrub through and you can look for the sign. It'll be displayed here. Okay, first let's see what's going on for Aries for Sun, Rising, Moon for January of 2025. This is going to be for our Aries. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3. We've got the Magician, followed by the Empress, 2 major arcana, and Strength, all 3 major arcana. Okay, I'll talk about it in a second. Let's get your next 3 cards. 3 more cards for Aries, Sun, Rising, and Moon for January of 2025. Let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, and 3. We've got the Page of Cups, followed by the 6 of Wands, followed by the King of Pentacles. I'm going to have to put on some stronger glasses because these cards are a little bit smaller and maybe a little bit, the writing's a little hard to see because it's like a cursive font. Let me see if I can just get this camera. You guys are always first. If any minor adjustments that I have to do, I'm doing it during Aries reading because that's what you guys are first every month. Okay, so let's take a look. Wow, you've got all this major arcana, and they're all lower numbers. It's interesting that you have the Magician, who is number 1, and you're starting on this January, this new year, you know, the first month of January. So you're starting things out with a bang, like you always do, Aries. You always start things out with the bang. That's your big thing, that you are a starter. You know, you're the starters of the zodiac. And then you have the Empress here. So whatever you're initiating now, you could start to see some harvest or some of the bounty from it in a fairly quick amount of time, maybe even by the 3rd week of January. For others, this could be a pregnancy. The Empress, after all, is a pregnancy card, so there could be a pregnancy that is on the they're saying on the lunation. That's what my guides are saying. But that doesn't really make sense. Well, the lunation would be the moon, so maybe on the 13th or the 29th. And then you have the strength card. So it almost looks like you're going to make a lot of progress really fast, and then it may kind of level off a little bit. But just have strength and have patience. Things are getting acclimated to the new environment, and then they're going to start moving again. This is the Page of Cups here. You know, the Page of Cups I will often use as the spirit of a child, too, that's wanting to be incarnate, too. So that kind of reinforces this whole energy. In this particular deck, it doesn't really look like that so much, but what's interesting, I never noticed on this card, I just caught right now, if you can see it, is there's the pigs fly. So it's when pigs fly. So that can mean crazy miracles happening, you know, you never thought in a million, oh yeah, when pigs fly, or when your feet fly off, and it's so weird that they have the feet at the top of the deck like that. But whatever the case, and then, I don't know what this, is that the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow or something? There's this little pot there. So it almost feels like they're looking at it as really miraculous things, and what you're sending out, I don't know if you can pick that up too. Look at how there's all these things coming off of him. Sometimes I have to block the background so you can see this better. You getting it? But there's all these things emanating from him, his heart and his mind, and they're all like, there's little planets and other symbols, stars and moons and stuff flying out. So what you're emulating at this time is going to echo out and carry you through the year. You know, the Six of Wands is that card of the major victory, getting that brass rings. And look at, she's, on this particular deck, she's the star on the stage. You know, she's doing her, everybody's clapping, and she's like, yeah, here I am. This is very Leo. This is very Leo also. Some of you might be dealing with a Leo. But anyways, the way her arms are holding out to this Empress, so you're welcoming in this abundance. You're maybe welcoming in a pregnancy or something, you know, a new family member. King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Now we're not having any, well, we'll be in Capricorn. I take that back. We'll be in Capricorn up until the 19th. When the sun moves into Aquarius, so it could be something in those first few weeks. The dog is really grabbing me, the wolf dog down here. So some of you, this could have something to do with your dog or getting a dog. Or for some of you, I want to say it's your dog's name is going to have some kind of a implication in some weird way. Something about your dog's name that's going to be a thing where you're going to be like, oh, that's my dog's name. Or, you know, I don't know. If it's almost like... I don't know, is the Super Bowl coming up in January? I'm not sure. It's almost like when you pick Super Bowl squares, it's almost like if you have an option, something about your dog's name for somebody out there is going to be the winner or something. It reminds me of like picking Super Bowl squares or something. So if the Super Bowl or some other big sports thing comes up and it's anybody on the team has the name of your dog, or yeah, I don't know. Just keep that in mind. It could be some crazy synchronicity. But I am definitely picking that up. All right, let's go ahead and get your animal totem for our Aries friends for the month of January of 2025. The crow messages are coming. You're going to be getting those messages. And maybe when this card is often about unconventional ways. It's not... I'm hearing that song by Yes. He spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways. That's Starship Trooper. Yeah, sometimes I'll break into song if you're new here. You know, my guides will send me some songs, hence the rock and roll prophetess thing. But yeah, Starship Trooper, sailing high above, but spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways, I believe is the actual lyrics of that song. But I was picking up like something, you know, more signs, symbols, omens, like I was picking up around the dog there. Okay, communing with nature. Okay, magic, myth, legend, and lore. The raven is calling you to awaken to the mystery and enchantment. It is time to shapeshift your life into what you want it to be. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention in the beginning, I'm going to get these lots here, but I am going to go ahead and leave. If you're watching this right on January 1st, it'll be the first week only of January. If you did not get a chance to get your year ahead reading, you can still get it for 1 week only. Okay, let's go ahead and get the, this is the lots of proverb. I grabbed the wrong one, but a stitch in time saves 9. That just means do it right the first time. Don't rush in, you know. Because if you rush in, you have to go back and pull it out again. Like that's a crochet analogy, if anybody's familiar. Yeah, you might be 3 rows down. It's like, oh, I made that little mistake there, and you have to pull out all the stitching. So that's what that means. So do it right the first time. Pay attention to details. This is your lots of, oh, cheater. So some of you may be dealing with a cheater. Maybe that's why that stitch in time saves 9. Maybe you need to look things over quickly and not get roped into anything. Perhaps there's some of you might be having some dealings with a cheater. I looked down and saw creator, though. That turned into an R, and it could be. All you have to do is cover this little top knit. Oh, it's not. There's an O there. What? But I saw creator. It changed into creator. Yeah, and you are creating your reality too. So just be careful. Some of you might be dealing with a swindler, is the way my guides put it. Okay, it says certainly. So that's a big yes. All right, Aries. Well, sure looks like you're starting the year off with a bang. A lot of abundance for you. Don't push too hard. You know, you got to do that initial push, but then back off a little bit. Allow things to manifest. There could be some really cool, miraculous things with that pig fly thing. And again, the year ahead reading, I'm extending it for 1 week because it's so popular. So if you didn't get it on before the first of the year, you have 1 week only, and then it'll be gone again until next year. So check that out if you're interested. It's a really in-depth reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check your rising and moon. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll be back again next month. I was almost going to turn the camera off. I forgot what I was doing. We're not doing that. We're doing this. We're not doing that because we're doing this. We're going to move on to Taurus as soon as I get these cards picked up. I wasn't even picking up the cards. I'm so used to recording individual readings because I've been so busy with the year ahead that I forgot what I was doing for a second. So here we go. Next we're going to move on to the sign of Taurus. Hello, Taurus. Happy New Year to all everybody out there. Taurus sun, rising moon. As I mentioned with Aries, I am going to stay open for one final week, just the first week of January. So if you're watching this in the first week of January, you still can get that year ahead reading if you didn't get a chance. I know the holiday season can be so busy. So that you can go to my website and order that if you'd like. It's a very comprehensive reading. But let's see what we got for January for Taurus. We have the Magician. And look, it came out on the cut. So I'm not just, it's not like I'm just not shuffling the cards. I cut to the same spot. Strength, also on the cut, also was in Aries reading. This is wild. And then the last one is 3 of Rods. Okay, something different. Thank you. It's funny how sometimes, and it's been happening more and more lately for those of you who regularly watch my videos, that a lot of times the neighboring sign videos are getting some of the same cards. And that's kind of interesting because a lot of people, you know, from an astrological standpoint, you know, often when you do have, like say you're in a Taurus sign, you could have planets in Aries. You know, it's very likely that you do have planets in your neighboring sign. All right, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Taurus sun, rising moon for January 2025. We've got the Ace of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and let's move these out of the way. And then the last one is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. The Magician, again, that's that first of the year, and I feel like I said that for Aries. That's, you know, start initiating all your big plans and getting them going. You have this sooner than later. I think they had it a little later, but the Strength card is saying, you know, it may take a minute. It just may take a minute for things to get rolling. But, you know, if anybody's patient in the zodiac, I would say Taurus, you may be the most patient. So I don't think that you're not necessarily impatient. But, you know, you just got to put in the time, effort, and it may take a while. It may take 8. It might take 8 weeks, even 8 months. It could be even till the time of Leo. But you're making a great start, and things are moving and happening. And the 3 of Rods, your ships will come in. You will have the success you're seeking. That's what the 3 of Rods is all about. In the bottom row, we have the Ace of Wands, which is an ace. So normally in the traditional tarot, most decks, it's like an ace, you know, sticking straight up, just like the wand. Well, here, like this, it would be an ace of one of these wands here, right? And so sticking straight up like this flame is. And then the Magician has that. He's carrying a wand, too, in his hand there. He's got that wand. So these new beginnings, new start, maybe even on 1/1 on the very first day, or 1/11 for some people, I want to say. But the seeds that you're planting now, you know, it's going to take a while, but it's going to bear fruit. It might be even around the time when we get to your birthday. You know, when we get to the next Earth sign, which you are the first Earth sign of the year. You know, when we get into the calendar year. It's, you know, Taurus, your sign is the first earth sign. And then we've got these pentacles here too. You know, so it may be a little slow going. You may have to tighten your purse strings a little, or tighten your belt a little bit here. But by the time we hit your birthday, you're definitely flourishing and things are picking up. And it feels like, you know, very pleased. Don't they seem like they're just very pleased with, I hope you can see this. I'm trying to get the other background stuff out of the way. That usually won't unblur it. But anyways, it's a guy, you know, he's holding up the pentacle, and he's, or maybe a person, you know, holding up the pentacle, and they're sort of, to me they seem like they're elevated, or they're even like they're taking off, and especially aligned with that Three of Rods, it really has this taking off vibration to me. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem for our Taurus friends for the month of January of 2025. Big year ahead. A lot of stuff is going on this year. Again, quick announcement, I decided to extend that reading for one more week. So if you want to find out about all the crazy stuff that's happening planetary-wise and for you personally, you can check it out. Snail for your card. Yeah, Snail and Strength have a similar energy. It's about moving slowly, taking it in. But again, Snail could be very much is a good card to connect with you, Taurus energy, because you are slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. That's definitely a Taurian kind of a mantra, you know. And also having that hard shell. You know, most times you're not. You're pretty, but you can have a hard shell. You can be stubborn, you know, set in your ways. Let's read what I wrote initially. Beneath the stony hull lies a soft and dewy side, healing of deep wounds, rejuvenation, re-emerging after a period of rain. Slow down and appreciate the little things. Yeah. So yeah, it's maybe slow starting, but again, by the time we hit your birthday, late April, May, you're going to be very much, you'll see signs. You'll see signs of advancement. You'll be on the way to where you want to be from what you're initiating right here at the beginning, all right? Let's pull out a lot of love for our Taurus friends. It says laughter. Does anybody remember laughter? Some of you will get that. Some younger people might not. But yeah, well, laughter is always a good thing. Don't be too serious. Always make room for laughter. I just heard old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. You got a negative on your lots of answer, but don't worry about it. It just, I feel if it's negative, it's not negative. It's just it's not happening as quickly as you may want it to. That's more the vibe I get. And then finally, your lots of proverbs. There's one I'm trying to grab. It's down in there. Jealousy is the green-eyed monster. Yeah, don't compare yourself to anybody else. The magician, he's not looking around to see what anybody else is doing, okay? This person kind of has that vibe. This is the Four of Pentacles, the miser card, as it's sometimes known. But she kind of has a little bit of that, you know, a little bit of that jealousy vibe going on. Yeah, normally, Tauruses, you're not the jealous type, not really. I'm hearing, I'm just a jealous guy. I think it's John Lennon. I'm just a jealous type. Or I'm just a jealous type, or I'm just a jealous guy. Normally you're not, but, you know, just keep your eye on the prize. Stay focused. This Ace of Rods magician. Stay focused on what you want to do. Even this person, they're not looking around to see what anybody else is doing. They're celebrating what they've accomplished and what they've done. And that's the way, that's the mindset to keep yourself in, and just keep rolling on here. Okay, Taurus? All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check your rising and moon, or if you're cross-watching, or whatever the case may be. One more time, that year ahead reading, if you're watching this the first week of January, you will have this first week to get on it, and that's absolutely the end of it. I hope that many people ordered it and loved it and do it every year, so I hope that if you wanted to get it, you're going to have the opportunity to. All right, next we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Hello, Geminis. You know, it's January only, but talking about year ahead, you are one of the signs, you know, Uranus is going to move into your sign for the first time in 80 years, so, you know, not that many people watching this video, I don't think, will have saw that the last time, you know. Some people will, but if they did, if you are old enough to remember it, you probably were just a little kid at the time. So it's really a new kind of energy that's coming in, and you know, Geminis will be affected. That'd be something that we would go into in the year ahead reading if you wanted to take a look. There's just that one last week. Normally I cut it off at the first of the year, I've had so many people say, oh, could you, I get paid next week or whatever, can you extend it? So first week of January, and then it's gone for the year. But let's see, let's get our cards going for our Gemini for the month of January. 1, 2, 3 for Gemini. We have 2 of Rods, seeing your path and going forward. 5 of Pentacles, okay. And the Death card, okay, big changes. All right, let's go here, and I'm going to, oh, these flipped the wrong way. How many? There's 4 of them. All right, we'll take the 4. We'll take them. You've got King of Wands, that's fire energy, the Lovers, 10 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant, okay. All right. Well, you know, the first card out here is you're seeing the way that you want to go. You're seeing the direction that you want to go in the 2 of Rods. Often the 2 of Rods is a, you know, a partnership card, and there is the Lovers and the King of Wands down here. So for some of you, if you are looking for love, this could definitely be happening. Or if you're not looking necessarily, you could just be in this time frame with your existing relationship where you're feeling, you know, amorous, passionate, you know, where those flames of love are being lit, you know. And this fire energy here, and it could be Leo too, big time, with the lion over here. But so it could be a Leo, but it could just be any of the fire signs. So that's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? But this seems to all kind of go together here. But I want to say, for some, before we jump totally to the bottom, because the bottom has got a lot of nice things here. It almost, because Death card is here, so that means you're letting something go for sure. And, you know, people do at the first of the year, New Year's resolutions. You know, I'm not a big fan of emphasizing what you don't want. I feel like you should just emphasize what you do want. But, you know, you're just letting something go. That's something that's been stuck for a while. And you're not engaging with this anymore. Look, he's not going another round with this guy here. This guy is ready. He's like, you want a piece of me? You want to, you know, he's got this attitude. You're just like, you know, no, I don't want a piece of you whatsoever. I'm going off in my own direction. I'm looking at the ships on the horizon. I have the world in my hand. I see the path for me and the world that's opening up for me. Okay, looking down here, you know, this whole thing about this passionate lovers thing and everything. And then also, even on the 10 of Pentacles, it is a pentacle card. So therefore, it is a money-related card often. And this one can be about family, property, inheritance is a different thing. But if you look closely, it's you know, there's a married couple with children and even the dog, you know, it's the typical happy family kind of a life. So there's definitely strong indication of relationship stuff really being at the forefront for you this month, Gemini. The other thing is, what's really grabbing me on this card, in this particular instance, is these lanterns. Excuse me, I almost said pentacles, but they're actually lanterns. And I feel like for some of you that has some significance. Like if there's some festival of lanterns, they have them here where they set all these lanterns out on the lake, you know, and you make a wish. Chinese lanterns, I guess they're called. And so, you know, well, it could be Chinese New Year too. I didn't even think of that. Usually that's right around here. I should include that, and what it's going to be the year of, because I think that's usually around the new moon. But is there a lantern festival, or is it, even if it's a long-term relationship, is that something that was you know, special, like your first date, you went to this, you know, like something that you're maybe reminiscing about or something like that, you know. I'm trying to find it here. I'm just going to take a quick look. Yeah, it's the Lunar New Year of the Snake on this full moon. Let me make a note of that. I mean, on the new moon in Aquarius. Yeah, we're going to be moving into the year of the snake. So I'm going to put that down here for future reference. Chinese year of the snake. Okay. Yeah, but that's really standing out to me, and I feel like it's, you know, something not to be missed. That's what the guides are saying. So maybe it's not to be missed because it's just such a cool thing to watch and do, but maybe if you're looking for love, it's not to be missed because there could be this passionate, the King of Wands with this fire in him, he's passionate for sure. Maybe a Leo, but could be any of the signs. All right, since we have that extra card, I'm going to put your animal totem up here. Let's go ahead and get the animal. Oh, and the Hierophant, the extra card that I didn't even talk about, right? You know what's interesting? This is the oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it, but is that not a Merkaba, but it's this is a name for this. I've used this in my artwork, and I know full well what the name of it is. If anybody thinks of it, put it in the thing. But that symbol on his shirt and the symbol on this guy's, or on this, in the circle here, and then the symbol on the thing looks like almost a primitive example of that same symbol. It seems to be repeating. So you may want to do some light language or write some glyphs or something like that. You know, she's got the arrow on her like a little glyph. That could be Sagittarius too for this fire sign. I just noticed that. But anyways, you know, the Hierophant is this bigger group or organization. Some of you, maybe this is some kind of a big party or celebration, like I was saying. In this particular deck, you know, he's reaching nirvana, it would seem. Like he's ascending, and he's reached this highest level of nirvana. So it could be through some meditative state or something like that for some people. All right, let's go ahead and get the animal totem for Geminis for January of 2022. 2022, that's so crazy that I would say that year. Well, you might want to think back to 2022, because sometimes when I say things and it's wrong, it's really not wrong. It's really has meaning. So, but this is actually 2025. Don't flip out in the comments. You know, when people say the wrong thing, it's right here. My guides know what we're doing, okay? They know. Last month it was something. I said it wrong, and people were losing their minds about it. But the guides know exactly what we're doing, and the guides are the ones helping pull these cards. So if it's whatever it says here, that's what we're doing. Okay, if I slip of the tongue or say something, sometimes if I say the slip of the tongue, just like I just said 2022 by accident, sometimes it could have meaning. So if I say the wrong sign, maybe that's the person you're going to be dealing with or something. So don't be so quick to, it's not. It's a spiritual, it's a psychic and spiritual intuitive reading. It's not rigid. It's exactly the opposite of being rigid. Okay, it's flow. All right, let's go ahead and get your animal totem for Geminis. Let's see what we got here. The snake. Oh, isn't that wild? And I stopped to look and see what was going to be the Chinese New Year, and it was the snake. And here, look at you. You've got the snake energy there too. Wow. So that's really backing that up, that this year of the snake, or maybe this time frame around this new moon in Aquarius on the 29th. This could be a key moment of change, but also maybe discovering some kind of major abundance or finding some kind of love. Okay. Kundalini activation, carnal knowledge, portal to awakening chi energy, chi medicine. The new you is emerging now. Also, even the way his King of Wands, his wand there, it almost looks snake-like. You know, it's got this snake feel. Like reminds me of set my people free, you know, the Ten Commandments, and Moses throws down his staff and it turns into a snake. So wow, that snake, if you want, you know, if I were you, Gemini, I'd be looking up even more, trying to find a little bit more information if you resonate with that snake energy. Well, it's sexual, Kundalini, you know, that certainly seems to be going on too. All right, let's get you lots of love for Geminis. It says combative. Yeah, well, I believe that's what this, even that I used that term, you want a piece of me, that was so random that I would say that. You know, I feel like you have been dealing with some combative people, but you're not going to engage anymore. You're putting an end to that, and you're walking on to the next thing. Okay, next we have, it says never. Yeah, they're never going to change. This is a card of a stalemate of somebody that's never going to change, but there's so much out there, other good stuff, so be into it, be aware. Okay, next. It says love is the answer. Yeah, this is not in the love vibe, okay? This is not love vibe. This is combative. So you want to seek out the love vibe, and it certainly is available to you on whatever level. Because this includes children and pets and other stuff too. It's not just about, it's funny, I was going to say getting down and making love. But I'm hearing Get Down, Make Love by Queen. Get down, make love. Get down, make love. Something like that. Get down, make love. I'm not going to sing the rest of it. Everybody get down, make love. All right, everybody get down, make love. And then now they're going into lay down and boogie and play that funky music till you die. We're really going back in the archives here. I've been watching that, speaking of going back in the archives of musical, I've been watching that Midnight Special YouTube channel. It's so good. It's so funny and good, too. I mean, the outfits there seem to all wear these sparkly outfits. And But I mean, it's live. That's when music was live and good, and they didn't lip sync or use auto-tune or anything. They actually performed live, you know. It's pretty fun. If you like the oldies music, then I guess that would be oldies. Classic rock, really, you know. Then check it out. Alright, quick sip of water, and now we're going to move on to the sign of Cancer. Well, Cancer, you got your full moon this month, and this is a pretty peak day. It's either the 13th or the 14th. It's right there when the nodes are going to change sign on your full moon. So you, more than maybe any of the other signs, could really get some major insights and downloads about like your soul path in life and what you're doing with yourself and where you should be going. And by the way, I was mentioning it to everybody, I do, if you're watching this in that very first week of January, I'm going to hang on for one more week for the year ahead reading. So it's an in-depth where we look at astrology and tarot for the entire year by popular demand, but absolutely after the first week it'll be gone until next year. So if you missed out, you want to get in on it, you can. But yeah, you get one new moon and you get one full moon every year, so you know, this is going to be it. Very insightful, I'm feeling, for you. Also, some of the things that you've wished upon for your birthday time could be culminating now. You could be finding the answer for what you were seeking back in your back at your birthday time, back at the time of your solar return when you had, because that's always going to be the time. I see that those are off track. I'm going to fix them. I'm getting a hot flash and I need to spritz myself here. The joys of being a crone, right? Hot flashed. Hot flash city. All right, let's go get you. Let's do 3 more cards from the next deck. For Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. What do we got? Got the King of Cups. That could be you or another water sign. 10 of Cups. I love this 10 of Cups card on here. This is one of my favorite 10 of Cups cards of all time. And then the 7 of Swords. Okay, so 7 of Swords is, you know, something's taken away from you. It's a bad situation. I just heard A Return to Love, which of course is the famous book by, oh God, I can't believe it. Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson, her take on her initial take on the Course in Miracles. She was one of the first people to really start bringing that book back into, you know, and re-examining and going through it. That's what this down here reminds me of. You know, you're in situations where, and even to look at the way these crows are, you know, I could just hear them, you know, like going on, and he's just covering up. I want to get the heck out of here. You know, he just wants to go away. And I believe this could be that full moon. I mean, it might be a sun, but it looks like a moon to me, right? So around the time of that full moon, I mean, you may have to just get away for a minute. You may just have to get away from some of these people that are all the noise and all the hoopla, all that hoopla. You might just want to take, you know, and he's got his knife drawn, and that, you know, Cancer, you don't like you. I mean, you have that shell, and you can go into that shell, and you block the world away, and you're very home and family oriented. And I feel like with this 10 of Cups, that's where you'll find your solace. The 10 of Cups is the most joy, happiness, and everything, but it really does embody the family. And on this card in particular, too, I like the way that it embodies the family. And, you know, this could be a couple, but it also could be multi-generations. This is what it reminds me of, like maybe me and one of my daughters, and then my grandchildren. That's what this card reminds me of. But, you know, take it as it resonates. It might be whoever, you and a sister, or you and your partner, whoever. But you know, watching the children play and, like, you know, this is it. This is the life. This is what we, you know, this is what we've been working for, and we're in this. And you're family oriented anyway. But this is interesting too, because with this card and then this card, I mean, this King of Cups depiction, which could be you, or it could be your partner, whoever's in this 10 of Cups with you, a fellow water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But he is in this meditative state. He is not engaging with a bunch of these crows and all this crap over there, right? He is, and then that water, he might be Pisces. They might be Pisces. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, but this could also just be you. You know, going and being by the water, by the beach, embodying that peace and getting away from the rat race almost, or whatever's going on over here. Okay, so this is saying news is coming in the time of air. Now, that's air full moon here. Well, the sun will be moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is air, so it could be the 19th. Could even be this whole, you know, 19th through 29th. You could be getting some important news that's going to allow you to break out of an old stifling situation here. Maybe some of you might be ready to retire. Maybe this is your last day of work and you're going to tell everybody what you really think of them before you head off to live on the beach or something, you know. But this is you being able to escape from this. For some others, maybe it's, you know, a job. It would be, this kind of energy is more of maybe a big corporate situation, or a situation where you're, you know, you're more of a number than a name. I'm hearing that Bob Seger song, I'm not a number. You know, so you're not a number. You don't want to be a number. You don't want to be a cog in the machine in the corporate whatever's going on here. And you're going to go off and do something else that allows you more freedom and independence and things like that. So this is a time you could have some major realizations and some major downloads too. That's the bigger message astrology-wise. But I do see you kind of reaching the end of your rope in a situation that you found to be very stifling and a lot of noise. It just, that crow's face, like, I can just hear it, you know, like, or whatever, the raven, you know. Ravens actually make more of Horoscope, caw, and the ravens actually make more of that noise. It's sort of they click and they make this kind of noise. Whatever it is, it's definitely it's not a pleasant it's not pleasant or soothing, and then this is what you need. You need to go to that pleasant and soothing place, whether it's an actual place, you know, in the 3D world, or just in your own field, you know, find that place. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem for Cancer. The swan, you're transforming. This is a transformative time for you. Yeah, I want to tie it back to whatever this is like a toxic environment. It might not be a work environment. It could be your neighborhood. Like, I have bad neighbors, bad. So it could be like just your neighbors, you know, and you're in their vibe even though you don't want to be in their vibe, you know, and they're loud and aggressive or whatever's going on here. That's because when I get this swan card, I always revert it back to the tale of the ugly duckling. You don't fit in this environment. It's not because you're ugly, you know, but you're not a duck. You're a swan. And at this full moon, you know, you're meant to emerge as the swan, as this, you know, this beautiful entity of who you truly are. Ten of Cups, same thing. You know, this spreading your wings and into this fulfilling, big, grander expression of who you're really supposed to be. You're not supposed to be, you know, listening to this crap or engaging with these primitive behaviors, you know. You're supposed to be riding to the high plane, you know, the animalistic behaviors, you know. You are supposed to be rising up and stepping into your full beauty, grace, and everything of the swan energy, okay? Graceful beauty, loyal partner and friend, look at that. Transforming, recognizing the divine within us all. Transformation, emergence of our true being. Loving yourself at all stages in life, yeah. So even if you do feel like you're under attack, you have to deal with people that are really aggressive or really ignorant or whatever the case might be over here. Some people, I mean, I'm not trying to be all, oh, I'm better than everybody. My guides have addressed this. And they say that just some people are just never going to awaken in this life in any way. And they're very much overtaken with their animal self, like they don't have a handle on it, you know. Because we are a human animal. And some of these behaviors are very much just the human animal, you know, the basic, you know, and they're not engaging with their higher self, and they're not going to in this, and they don't have to, you know, they don't have to. But it's up to you to be the guardian of your own energy. And I know at times, I know how difficult it can be, especially in some situations, depending on where you live. Okay, let's go ahead and get our lots of love. Marriage. Yeah, Ten of Cups is the marriage card. So some of you maybe are really going to, you know, finally find love if that's what you're looking for. Or maybe it's time that you just, if you're already in a relationship, that you focus on that and give it more attention, right? So it's probably. And then finally, the last one is the lots of answer. Proverbs, it is. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Yeah, but sometimes, you know, if you're constantly being pounded, day in, day out, you know, it can wear you down. It can wear you down. You have to find that place of replenishment, you know, and that place to come back to you, to your true self, to find that inner quiet or even outer quiet, you know, if you're in a noisy place all the time. All right, so that is the reading. Hey, don't forget about the year ahead. If you want to get, we've got one more week. If you're watching this the first week, and then after that, it's definitely shut down. So many people have ordered it. I always get great feedback. I know many order every year. It's a very in-depth reading, so check it out for this last week if you want to get it. Otherwise, we'll see you again in the next month's reading. Let me gather these up, and then we're going to move on to Leo. Well, Leo, you know, all this stuff is moving into Aquarius, which is your opposite sign. And it's an opposition, yeah, so it can be, you know, it can be opposition-y, if that's a word. You could feel that tug or that pull, you know, especially around the first of the month. I'm recording this the weekend before the first of the month, a few days before, and you know, I've noticed in Leo people that I know, there's, why is everybody so bitchy? Yeah, well, there's this Pluto opposed Mars thing, and it's going to be ongoing for a while, in and out of exact conjunction. And because you're part of it, you know, people might be directing anger and whatever at you. You know, you may get into, it's like, what did I say? You know, that kind of energy. So, well, this one flipped out, so we're going to take it. Might as well do the bottom row first. So, you know, try to just take it like you do, Leo. You guys are usually pretty good. You're not one to engage in arguing and fighting and whatnot normally. But, you know, for the most part, just try to not let it bother you. This too shall pass. It's only a short period of time. But there is a lot of Aquarius energy. It also could be very much a time where you'll be focusing on other people, whether it's your partnership or whoever else you're engaged with, okay? And then your top row, we've got the Four of Rods, excuse me, the Star card. My beautiful star. Everybody is a star. I can feel it when you shine on me. Alright, let me get my drink of water and we'll get rolling. You know, I was just mentioning on one of the other readings, I've been so watching this all through the holiday season, cooking and stuff. I've been watching this Midnight Special YouTube channel. It's so good. It's old-timey. A lot of people won't remember, but if you do and you like that era of music, check it out. But one of the best ones was the episode with Sly and the Family Stone that I've seen so far. One of the best ones I've seen so far. Sly and the Family Stone hosted. And yeah, they're such a great band. But anyways, let's get back to this. Four Rods, changes in your home environment. The stars, spirit guides, and angels are raining down blessings on you. And I always look at, where is that going? Where are these? Where is the liquid from the vessels of the star going? And it's coming down. And I think these are roots, like roots from a plant. But it almost looks like, doesn't it? That's water. It could be the water, you know, flowing down from that star energy, flowing right into this Ace of Pentacles. So there could be a new beginning in money. And you have Wheel of Fortune over here. But to me, it almost looks like this was a pentacle as well. You know, it has that feel. So a change for the better in money and finances, synchronicities, being in the right place at the right time, the turn of the fate turning in your direction, and you rising up. You may have been going through some stuff here where you were unjustly accused, is what I want to say, but you know, people just are like unloading or dumping on you. And a lot of times that has to do with, you know, maybe this Mars opposition stuff that's been going on for you. You could be the target of that, or maybe it's just an ongoing thing and you're just noticing it and you're just tired of it, you know. Four of Rods, there's going to be a change in your environment. Sometimes this can be, and spirit and guides and angels are absolutely working on it and trying to, you know, guide you towards it and lead you toward it and help you toward it. This is about to change. This is a distinctly different energy from this, okay? For some of you, if you were looking for a place and maybe you lost it, oh, we didn't get the house or we didn't get the apartment, you know, somebody else swooped in, you feel like they swooped in and got it from you, don't worry, because that wasn't for you. Wheel of Fortune says you're going to get to the thing that's right for you, that you're going to align with the thing that's right for you. So don't get too caught up and be pissed or bitchy about it and say, oh, well, I should have had that house, or I really wanted that house, or, you know, that maybe even a job, could be a work at home kind of a job situation. After all, you know, with Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Rods, is that 1111 card. So this is about aligning with these synchronicities, okay? The Queen of Swords is instrumental in all this, and she looks over here at the star energy. She's very much in tune with the stars. She sees things from a higher perspective. Perhaps this is even a real estate agent. Maybe they got the inside scoop on some other, situations that are coming up, house, apartment, condo, whatever. That she sees that she'll find the right. She's going to help in finding you the right thing, and she's very calm, and she's steering the boat. I think that's actually a sword, but it feels like it could be like the rudder of a boat to me. Like she's steering the way, and she sees the direction the wind is blowing. She knows which way the wind blows. Took a look around, see which way the wind blows. Bum, bum, ba, down, 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 down. Yeah, so she knows which way the wind blows, okay? And she knows it's blowing towards the best possible solution, and she's going to be very helpful. Now, Queen of Swords doesn't have to be a she, of course. It could be anybody, but it is air sign energy. So we're going to have that new moon in Aquarius. Well, the sun is moving into Aquarius as of the 19th, so that's number one. And then we're going to have that new moon in Aquarius. So this could be stuff that's going to develop maybe a little bit towards the end, after we switch into the Aquarius energy. And, this person has a higher perspective, and it's going to help align you with the perfect thing for you. Okay, lots of love, lots of answers. Bitter. Yeah, don't be bitter about that, because it's a bitter line between love and hate. And it's a thin line between love and hate. A little off on that. I love that tune, though. That's a Pretenders song. It is. It's so true. It is a thin line between love and hate, and a bitter line between love and hate. It's all passion, and nobody's more passionate than you Leos, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's get you lots of answers. It says plainly. All right, and it's a bitter line between love and hate. I'm not quite right on that second phrase, but I have to go listen to that song. I want to write it down. I love that song back in the day. But this is about Leo's message. What we got here? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Okay. That just means something that's for real and on solid ground is better than some maybe promise of tomorrow. Okay, so take what's offered. Get a wise advice, because the swords people can also be a legal people. I just want to write that down. I think it's called Love and Hate. I want to listen to it later, but I think it's Pretenders or Chrissy Hine. I want to listen to that song again later. Yeah, that's a good tune. All right, Leos. Oh, I didn't do your animal totem. Almost forgot. All right, let's get the animal totem for Leo for the month of January 25. And it's a bitter line between love and hate. Okay, this is endurance, the camel. Camel's about endurance. So you're going to get into a situation that's going to be long-lasting and enduring. Not something, because if you go rush in, maybe the star has it under control. Maybe there was something at this job or this property or this location that seemed good, but it wasn't going to be good for the long haul with the camel. Okay, let's read this. Dragon of the desert, wayfaring soul, sure-footedness amidst the shifting sands, overcoming insurmountable odds, preparing for the journey ahead. Yeah, so all is not lost. Insurmountable odds, they got it. They got it covered. Star's going to bring in the money. Star's going to bring in the person. Star's going to bring in the home or the office that's perfect for you. Star's going to align you with that wheel of fortune, fate, and destiny. All right. Thanks, Leo, for tuning in. Hey, don't forget to check your sun, rising, and moon. If you want to get in on that year ahead reading, I have, by popular demand, extended it one more week, and then that's absolutely the end of it. So check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, next we're going to move on to the sign of Virgo. I was going to start shuffling animal totems. We want to get the tarot cards going first. All right, hey Virgo, thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year to all of you. As I mentioned to the Leos, I'm going to be extending that year ahead reading one more week. So only a week, not the whole month. So if you want to get in, if you're watching this in the first week of January and you want to get in on it, you've got that one last week, and then it'll be gone until next year. Let's take a look at the Virgos. 3 cards for the Sun, Rising, Moon. We have the Magician, followed by the 8 of Cups, and then lastly we have the Justice card. Okay, now we're going to do these. I want to keep calling this the Songs for the Journey Home, but it's not. It's the Light Seer Tarot. Okay, Light Seer Tarot, 3 cards for our Virgo friends. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 of Wands, ships are coming in. The Star. Everybody is a star. I can feel it when you shine on me. All right, here we go. So, Magician, you're feeling empowered. This isn't the first, you're not the first sign to get that Magician right out of the gate there. Well, it's the first of the year, and many people, you know, we are saying, even though it's not really astrologically until Aries, the new year, but, you know, everybody, it's in the collective unconscious, so it has a force, it has an energy. Many people are starting out that new thing with a bang. You know, I'm gonna get on that thing, I'm gonna do it right, and you're leaving old habits behind. Some of you may actually even be traveling too. I get that too, or planning a vacation, perhaps maybe around that full moon, or maybe even around the full moon you may be planning a summer vacation in the time of Cancer. Well, summer for us in the northern hemisphere anyway. You know, in a June, July of coming up, you know. Justice, you're heading towards justice, so it could be legal things for some, but I'm feeling more like it's the karmatic justice. Like whatever this is, you did your due diligence, you did your time, and now you're free to go. Now you're free from bondage, from whatever this is. There was emotional stuff involved because of the Cups cards. It was heavy, it was emotional perhaps. And notice how all 3 of these figures are wearing those red robes. There's a meaning, but I'm hearing the old, she wore red roses for a blue lady. I'm way the hell out of key. See, at least I know what I'm out of tune. It's Bobby Vinton, I believe. My mom loved that song, Red Roses for a Blue Lady. So, I mean, maybe that has some meaning on something, but I think these are like robes of higher knowledge or something. The red can also be Kundalini too, so that's going down into that root chakra. What are you passionate about? You know, that's the Magician's very much about going forward with what you're passionate about. You've got the 3 of Wands down here, so ships are coming in with the help and guidance of the star energy. The star is a beautiful spirit guides. It's channeling messages from above. You're working with your spirit guides and angels. That's what's going to get you there. That's what's going to get you to where you want to be. There are struggles. You know, you've got the 7 of Wands. This is a card of struggle. I love the depiction of this because she's not engaging with that. There's all kinds of struggles that if you wanted to, you could dive right into, right? And this could even be like online social media. But she's in her yoga phase. She's summoning her light, you know, through her chakra, her sacral chakra. It's not the sacral chakra, the... oh God, I'm losing my mind here. Not third eye, not sacral chakra. Solar plexus, thank you. Through your solar plexus, okay. She's pulling that energy through her solar plexus, and she's, you know, she's going within. She's working with spirit guides and angels, and they're right there to work. They're right next to each other. Even look at the bubble around here. It feels like this could be the same, this circular energy in this bubble. You know, she's putting this bubble of you know, intention around herself, of protection and intention. Also, maybe it could be either this new or full moon energy. But yeah, you know, she's, this is the time for you to, yes, be focused on your goals, but also don't let this struggle, because you can be like that, Virgo. You're a problem solver, and you can get into those dirty details, you know. I just heard dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Boy, the guys are really coming in with a lot of music this reading. Yeah, so you don't want to get into those dirty deeds done dirt cheap. You want to ascend to your higher mastery here. And you have an opportunity to do that. Your spirit guides are right there. They're right there next to you. Turn in that, they look in this direction, they look in this direction, right to the center issue of the star. So pull that through. You're ending a karmic cycle. Well, here's what's happening. I forgot to even think about it. I should write that down because I need to mention it for Pisces too. The node's going into Virgo and Pisces, yeah. The node, right around the time of that full moon, by the way, the node is going to be going into your sign, the south node. So this is going to be a few years of really releasing some old stuff. The transiting node will probably hit your sun. It'll probably hit some of your other personal planets. That's something we could take a look at in the reading if you wanted to order a reading from me. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem. We've got the camel. This just came out. Usually I set them aside, but I accidentally didn't. And look at that. The camel came out again. So it could be kind of a long and arduous journey. Well, you've got nearly 2 years with the node being in your sign. So there's going to be a lot that you're releasing from the past. a lot of stuff, and it may all be kind of bubbling up or coming to the surface or bubbling up right now. So you could be being made aware of it, particularly around that full moon and when the node hits that thing. Because often, even though if it's your planet in Virgo isn't at that 29, it'll hit 29 first, right? It doesn't mean that you won't feel the impact. When any planet or the nodes change sign, there's an energetic shift. So you will feel that because the South Node hasn't been in your sign for like 19 years, long time. Okay, dragon of the desert, wayfaring soul, sure-footedness amidst the shifting sands. Yeah, things are changing. Overcoming insurmountable odds, preparing for the journey ahead. Yeah, this is a journey card, journey right on top, and this card mentions journey. So you could be doing a journey, but it could be also like, and this card, that makes even more sense now that I remember that the node is going in your sign. You know, there's this karmic situation that's ending. Okay, let's get the lots of love for Virgo. Rebel. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Hot tramp, I love you so. Oh. Okay. All right, let's get the next one. We've got promising. So it's promising. And then finally, your lots of answers. Or Proverbs. Hey, make hay while the sun shines. Well, nobody has to tell Virgo that. You're a worker all day. But while you've got this node in your sign, it's a good time to do all this releasing. Maybe not so much about the moving ahead, but more about releasing the past, okay? This is going to be big. Again, we can take a look at it. If you want the year ahead, I am going to extend it for this first week of January, and then that's it till next year. Hey, Virgos, I hope you have a great month. Happy New Year. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. And next, we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your January of 2025 reading. Happy New Year. Let's get rolling with the cards here. One of the things that's big that's happening for Libra in 2025 is the nodes are moving out of your sign. The South Node will be out of your sign. Therefore, you're not going to be having eclipses in your sign anymore. So things could be really leveling off or being more stabilized for many Libras if you were really affected by those eclipses over the last couple of years. Okay, let's get 3 more cards for our Libra for January of 2025. Libra, Sun, Rising, Moon. As I mentioned to the other signs, if you want to get that year ahead, I am going to extend it to 1 week only. So for the first week of January, you could get in on that. Otherwise, it's gone for next year. Okay. Most popular reading of the year. 9 of Pentacles, nice. Followed by 5 of Cups. Next, we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so there's quite a bit of Pentacles here, if you notice. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 6 cards, or no, that's not correct. 3, half of them. Still, half are Pentacles. So you're looking at your finances, you're looking at your money. There could be developments in that area. Something that you've been waiting on with the Hangman. You've been waiting on since fire sign time. So maybe even all the way back since Sagittarius time in November and December. Now you could see really come to fruition here. 9 of Pentacles is a card of really nice abundance, where the 4 of Pentacles is where you have to tighten your belt, or you really have to watch every penny or whatever. All of a sudden it looks like you're really, really flourishing. Some of you may have been waiting on a decision or waiting to hear back or news from one or the other of these people. Maybe you've been waiting all the way from, fire sign to earth. So December we had Sagittarius through Capricorn. But there's people showing up now that you're not waiting anymore as we move into January. You're not going to be waiting anymore, and you're going to get the news, or you're going to get the go-ahead. And whatever you're cooking up here in your pot, you're ready to, so maybe you were even like working on something. Maybe you were developing something and working on it over the last several months. Maybe even over the last 12 weeks, or even a year, or the last year. Or the 12th month of December again. This could harken back to that December time frame. But boy, it's really flourishing now. You've cooked it up and you're pleased with it. I feel like it wasn't that anybody else was saying, no, it's not good enough. I feel like you were not. You were looking at it like, well, it's just not quite right. Still just not quite right. I got to add a little bit of this. I got to take some of that away. That you were still going through and trying to get it just perfect and get it the way that you envisioned it. Because, the Hangman can also be a card of envisioning. He's not being strangled or anything. He's just He's getting enlightenment. He's pausing and thinking about it. I do that too, with music and with art. You know, I'll be working on something and then I'll put it down and I come back to it the next day, or even writing. And then I'll read it the next day and it's like, oh, you know, if you're getting frustrated and struggling and it feels like it's not going anywhere, put it down for a minute and then you come at it with fresh eyes or fresh ears, you know, the next day. So that seems to be kind of the vibe here. But also that it just wasn't quite ready. It just wasn't, it didn't fit your vision. It didn't fit whatever. Maybe it's your vision for your life. Maybe it has nothing to do with, or directly to do with money and finance. But this Nine of Pentacles card is this card of you're really thriving. And that's what more, that's the top of, I do my New Year's manifestation. Well, it's actually my solar return thing. But, you know, top of the list is thrive. You know, what more could you ask for? You know, let the universe decide how this thriving stuff is going to come about or happen. Okay, let me get to Animal Totem for our Libra, Sun, Rising, and Moon. We'll add this to the reading. We've got the I was going to say the bull, the ox, but it's very much like a bull energy, you know. And it's funny I wanted to say bull, and I'm not even sure what that means, but if somebody's into the stock market, I know it could be bullish. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not even sure. But so you may have a bullish market or a bull market or something like that. Some of you, next to this King of Pentacles, you could be dealing with a Taurus the bull. And I see Libras and Tauruses often forming alliances, whether it's friendship, marriage partnerships, or whatever. Because it normally, a lot of people would say, oh, that'll never work because you're air and they're earth, blah, blah, blah. But I say no. You're both ruled by Venus. And especially if it is some kind of a creative project, often the Taurus would be the one, maybe they know how to get the financing, or they know how to, you know, you may be more the aesthetics or the creative, you know, visualizing and making, you know, creating it. But they know how to get it out in the world. They know how to get it manufactured. They know how to get it into the real world and all this stuff. Okay, here's what the Ox card says. Strength, endurance, patience, presence, clearing of karma, accepting what is, standing strong and plowing through. Elimination creates space for magic. Yeah, and that's what I kind of feel like. You're like, well, I want to take this out and I'm going to put that back in and I'm going to switch this around. They're showing me like when I'm writing, you know, and a lot of times I'm writing and then I'm like, oh, you know, it's just I'm frustrated, and then I come back the next day and it's just like, okay, we got to take this part, doesn't need to be there, I could shorten it, be more concise here, you know, I just figure it all out. And many Libras, you know, you are writers, many of you are, you know, you're ruled by Venus, you can be very creative. Many Libras are very creative. Okay, let's go ahead and get your lots of love, sincere, sincerely, you don't know how much I love you. Something like that. Next, lots of answers. Says unknown. Yeah, it's unknown because it's your singular vision. Nobody can tell you. You have to. You see it in your mind's eye. You're getting that image, that download from your higher self or from the universe, and you're the one who's got to fashion and form it into what you want it to be. Don't cry over spilt milk. You know, that's interesting, that because that's in the traditional tarot. That's almost exactly verbatim what you could say with the Five of Cups. It's when the guy's looking at the spilled cups, and he's got his head down in that. But I like to read these cards as the messages that they contain for themselves. I don't always necessarily refer back to the, you know, translate it in my mind back to the traditional tarot. I think that's the fun of using different decks, is because they have like a different meaning. Yeah, the traditional Five of Cups, though, is this card, where he is looking at the spilled milk, you could even say, you know. So, but in this card, you know, there's still full cups left. But I'm getting more like, don't look at what other people said, or if it's getting in the territory of something like, oh, I tried to do something like this before and it really wasn't well received, or it didn't really work out. Don't put that aside, because maybe it is a revision of some old idea that you're just rebooting, but now you're coming at it again with the fresh eyes or the fresh ears if it's musical composition or something like that. But whatever you're cooking up in your pot, you could see a lot of, I would more or less stick to my own vision of it. I wouldn't be bringing everybody in and say, well, what do you think? What do you think? Until you're ready to present it to the world, which very much could happen at this time frame. Okay, Libras? All right, again, don't forget about that year ahead for 1 week only. If you're watching it after the first week of the month, then it's gone already. And I wish that you have a great, happy New Year and a wonderful month of January. And then next we're going to move on to the sign of Scorpio. Well, hello Scorpios. Thanks so much for tuning in, and Happy New Year to all of you Scorpios out there. I'm doing this upside down because these cards are starting to get a bow, so I'm trying to bow them back the other way. So that's why I'm shuffling them face up a couple times, just to kind of get that fold them back the way they to be flat again, and then we'll do a shuffle like this as well. Alright, so let's get 3 cards for our Scorpio Sun, Rising, and Moon for the first week. It's funny I said first week, it's the first month of the year. Ships are coming in, Justice and King of Pentacles. Look out, Scorpio. I'll fix this up a little bit better. Then next we're going to pull cards from the, not the songs from the Journey Home, we're pulling from this Light Seers Tarot. Okay, well, 3 cards for our Scorpios. By the way, I am extending that reading for the first week of January, so the year ahead. So if you want it, you didn't get it, check it out. If you want it, here it is, come and get it. But you better hurry, cause it's going fast. Alright, 3 cards for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon for January 2025. We've got the 9 of Swords, followed by the Hangman. Hangman was out in the last reading too, but from the other deck. And then lastly we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, air sign energy. Alright, well, your ship is coming in with the Justice card here, so if you've been waiting on some kind of a legal matter, or you're waiting on some kind of a job where you might have to sign some papers or contracts or something like that, sure looks like it's popping for you, and it's probably popping for you while we're still in the sign of Capricorn. So we will be in the sign of Capricorn up until the 19th, and then we're going to move into Aquarius from there. So it could be right in the first 3 weeks, or even maybe the first 3 days, perhaps, you know, who knows. But justice is done. Sometimes it could be a karmatic justice, but this is just a very, very nice lineup. And the King of Pentacles, whether we're going to use him as a timer card or not, absolutely is the money man, okay, or the money person. They're the big financier, they're established, the tycoon, all the words on here, you know. They are dealing in these big money situations, and they're going to be a big help to you and help you move forward in this thing that you've been waiting for a while. You've been kind of stunted and waiting for a while. You've been worried. There's a lot of things to sort through. There's a lot of things. And I feel like this person not only, this could be a lawyer or attorney too, maybe. Usually it's the King of Swords. We got the Knight of Swords down here, so it could be like that. But you know, it feels like the King of Swords is more like overseeing this project or overseeing it. And I feel like they know all about this. Don't try to overburden yourself alone. You've been waiting long enough here, Scorpio. They know how to get through all this stuff. They know how to get rid of this, you know, get this. I'm feeling like it's kind of this kind of stuff's like you need a builder's permit, and you need an inspection, and you need this, and you need that, and blah, 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 blah. And it feels like they really know the whole thing. They really know the whole thing of what's going on, and they know the people and how to pull it all together. So instead of overburdening yourself and trying to figure it all out, talk to this person. I'm hearing come to Papa. And the whole world, come to Papa. I don't know. Okay. Knight of Swords talks about things start really moving fast and energy's moving fast. This bird up here, notice you got birds flying around up here, crows or ravens, and you've got a big crow or raven showing up here. So crows and ravens are the messengers, and the Knight of Swords is also a messenger. You could be, you know, this could be the time of Aquarius. Either when the sun moves into Aquarius, into air sign Swords, or even on that new moon on the 29th. I almost want to say you talk to this guy or this person here in the time of Capricorn, early in the month, you know, and then all of a sudden he's off doing what he says, and he's okay, we got it, it's all together now, you know. Maybe by the 29th it's like, okay, you got to come in and sign the papers, you got to do this, you got to do that, and like you're running to catch up. It's like, whoa, holy crap, I better, you know, I got to get on the ball about this. But I think because maybe it's like, well, I've been dealing with this for years. It's going to be this overwhelming thing that takes forever. I'm not forever. Things are going to really start cracking. They're cracking on. Keep on cracking on, baby. Why I said that. They say that in the UK, because I watch some of these. I love the Portrait Artist of the Year. And Landscape Artist of the Year, we never get it anymore in the US. I don't know if they're still making them. They're painting competitions, if you're not familiar. But they always say, crack on. Yeah, crack on, baby. Okay. Let's get your animal totem. The cat. Ooh, cat energy. Cat's looking at that bird about to get it for you, right? All right, let's see here. The cats are, they're hunters. This guy's a hunter. He knows what he's doing here. He's going to clear up this mess for you quickly. Okay, make quick work of it, they just said. Stealth huntress of the night, ancient intelligence, familiar of the goddess, waiting patiently, hangman, for the time to act. Be flexible with balance and grace. Yeah. So it's the time to act. If you've been waiting patiently, this could also be because Pluto is your ruling planet. So when Pluto makes a big move, Scorpios are the ones that may feel it even a little more than some of the other signs perhaps, right? So Pluto's making this big move, has made this big move. I just need a quick sip of water, excuse me. And you being a Pluto native, you're feeling it. And you might have been waiting the whole time it was in Capricorn, even for, maybe not the whole time, but it was in the Capricorn for 15, 16 years, and now all of a sudden things are moving in Aquarius, like bam, you're off to the races there. All right, let's get your lots of love for Scorpio. It says mingle. Mingle and get out, mix and mingle. All right, lots of answer. It says indeed. It might be for somebody. I know there's one of my relatives was talking about going on Indeed looking for a job. It's actually a job website or something. So if somebody's out there looking for a job, maybe check that website. It might be a message for one or two people out there. Okay, next. Lots of proverb. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. I think that's where you're at. And it's not a little knowledge is a dangerous thing in the traditional sense, but you may think you just know a little bit about this topic and it's just like, oh, and and I heard through this person and that person, it's going to be bad. I can't, it's insurmountable. I just can't do it. I can't do it. This guy's like, he knows the ropes. He's like, I deal with this every day. Bing, bang, boom, done. Come in and sign the papers, and you're like, yay, let's go. Oh no, let's go crazy. All right, Scorpios. Hey, don't forget one more week on that year ahead if you're watching this the first week of January. I hope you have a great year ahead no matter what, if you're at the reading or not. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're such a crazy pants. Sagittarius, you're such a crazy pants. If you're new to my channel, that was a song that I made up about my dog, and one time it came through on Sagittarius, and then I realized his name's Rocco. I didn't name him. I call him Rocky Rocco, or Rocco the Rock Dog. But anyways, it was his song. Rocky Rocco, you're such a crazy pants. But then I realized he's a Sagittarius. So then it totally became, now it's your tune. It's a song for all Sagittariuses throughout the world. Sagittarius, you're such a crazy pants. Okay, Sag, here we go. January 2025. And you're still alive. And 25. Page of Cups. Two of Swords. And Ace of Rods. You're such a crazy pants. Alright, 3 more cards for Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. King of Cups. That guy was out in that same spot for somebody else. I think it was for Cancer, maybe. And then the Fool. And lastly, 9 of Wands. Okay. Sagittarius. There is a solution. You're going to fly like an eagle to the sea. There's a solution. I'm going to fly like an eagle to the sea. Look at these guys. They're all by the beach and the sea, and there's water there. Yeah, there's water energy. You're progressing. If you look at this, you got the Page of Cups to the King of Cups. That's a big leap. Because between there's the Page, then the Knight, then the Queen, and then the King. But there's like a quantum, potential for a quantum leap, where you're leaping in from the Page energy all the way into the King energy. So huge quantum leaps could be happening. You're starting new ventures and starting down new pathways because you have the Ace of Rods here, and you also have the Fool. And the Fool is not foolish. The Fool is very much about starting down a new path as well. Well, you're definitely over the old path, all right? You've definitely had enough of that. Some of you may have felt kind of stuck, because if you look at the imagery on this particular deck, and I mentioned in somebody else's reading, like, yeah, the Nine of Wands has a certain meaning, you know, traditional, but I like the fun of using different decks is to look at the symbolism on the different decks and dive into it. So, you know, she knows that she's done with whatever this is, that's for sure. Like, I'm done with that. But also, she's not really figured out how to get past this or where to go next. There's still blockages. There's still things to deal with. Now, the Fool is all about being that free spirit, okay? The Fool is nothing is insurmountable. Nothing is blocking me. They're not holding, she feels like she's pissed, right? She's still holding a grudge, maybe. The Fool is not holding any grudge. They're wide open. They're ready for anything. It's a beautiful day, I'm hearing. And look how this, where did I see that? Well, he's got these lights emanating from his heart, but she has them also emanating from this crystal here and down into this wheel of life, flower of life symbol down there. What do they call that? Not arpeggio. Oh, there's a word for it. Oh, sorry about that. I thought somebody was at the door, but it's actually my dog. Scratch himself. The Sophia Jelly, is that the right way to pronounce it? Sophia Jelly scale, it creates that spiral of life thing too. I'm picking that up too, and it's in seashells too. You'll see it in seashells as a variant. I think it's, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, Sophia Jelly, but it's these tones and everything. And so tuning into the tones and the sounds and tuning out, untangling this, you know, getting into where there you can see all, tuning in. The Page of Cups is communing with spirit, you know, communing with your spirit, listening to the vibes that are being sent to you. They're showing you the best possible way, because you definitely haven't made a decision. You know you're done with that, but you don't know, maybe some of you don't know where you're going next, you know. That's a potential. This is a little crooked, I just noticed. Let's see if we can straighten that a little bit. Is that better? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so you're not really sure where you're going next. Oh, I think I should have did it this way. How's this? There, that's better. Yeah, so you're not sure where you're going. Spirit's trying to enlighten you. Spirit's trying to show you a way. There is an answer. Maybe being, even though you're fire sign, maybe getting near that water could help, because these bodies of water are just really great. Even she's at the beach, even though she's not. She's turned her face away from the water, it looks like. It seems to be, I don't know, is it the beach? It seems to be. It seems to be like this is sand and that there would be water over there. I'm just, you know, I'm just putting that in there, but it seems like it would be. And she's getting enlightenment by stretching herself beyond her traditional, don't fall into this, well, this is where I stand and I'm firm in my convictions. She's opening to the possibilities, and then you can make different kind of options can come into play for your decision making. So funny, I'm talking about the dog. First we hear him thumping in there, scratching. I don't know if you can hear it now, but he's in here slopping up his water. So, well, Sagittarius, you know, you have affinity with animals anyway. I don't know if you ever knew that. Of all the signs, Sagittarians definitely have affinity with domesticated animals. Okay. So, and I'm talking about water, and he's over there drinking all that water. Isn't that interesting? All right. Animal totem, the bee. Bee is making that honey, baby. And the bee is also sexuality and stuff, too, because this could be a romantic partner here. Because the birds and the bees and all that. But bees are making, you know, they're making that honey. They're tasting the sweet nectar. I think I even say that. Let's read what I write here. Yeah. Fertility, abundance, creativity, propagation. Hold on a second. Hey, dude, Rocco. Rocco. Go on, get out of here now. I'm doing the reading. You've disrupted the reading enough. That's enough. Fertility, abundance, creativity, propagation, strong connection to home and family, accomplishing tasks in a timely manner, tasting the sweet nectar of life. Yeah. Look at the different vibration. The way she's just like, you know what? I hate everybody or whatever, you know, I'm just done with everything. And she's like embracing life, and she's, you know, so there's this tasting that sweet nectar of life. Try to get yourself into that zone. Try to get yourself into seeing the possibilities, because they are immense. The possibilities are immense, they're saying. What's that Jewish word, like, oh, you're such a mensch or something? I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I'm not even sure what that means, if it's good or bad, but I've definitely heard, oh, you're such a mensch. Is that correct? I think it's a term of endearment, is it? You have to let me know in the comments. Okay, let's get the first one, hoish. Well, some of you have been dealing with, maybe that's what this is about. You know, you shut yourself down because somebody has been unfaithful to you. Hey, there's plenty of birds and the bees. There's plenty of fish in the sea there, you know. There's plenty of flowers to be pollinated out there, Sagittarius. And then it says, obviously, well, obviously. And then finally are lots of proverbs. Sagittarius. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Okay. Well, yeah, that could be true, but this doesn't really feel like anything that you're solving in your mind, really. This feels more of you're going into your soul energy, you're listening to your soul, you're listening to your heart chakra for sure, and you know, you're listening to your spirit guides up here. All right. Well, hey, Sagittarius, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great new year. Again, I'm going to extend that reading one more week. So you got the first week of January. If you're watching it during that time frame, you can still get in on that year ahead reading, the most popular reading of the year. I've been doing a lot of them. I'm glad for everybody. There's a lot to talk about this year. A lot of planetary changes and stuff like that. So next we're going to move on to the sign of Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy birthday to all you January Capricorns. You know, I just had my birthday in December, end of December, on the 26th. And I had my, what they're calling now, this is a new thing, I wonder if anybody out there has heard of it. It's your diamond birthday. And what the diamond birthday is, it's when the year, your age is the same number as the last 2 digits of your year. So that's what I had this year. And I'm wondering, for any of you that's had it already in the past, where you had your diamond birthday, what happened that year? Was there any kind of special thing that happened? Because it's not just that day, it extends the entire year. You're going to be that age for one whole year, right? So did you have any kind of magical, or even just maybe whatever? What happened? So for those of you, and maybe you never heard of it, I never heard of it till recently. Even if you've never heard of it and never thought about it, but if you can think about it, you know, take a minute to think about it. So when you say, so let's say you were born in 1955, just because it's an easy number. What happened on your 55th year? So during the time that you were age 55, if you were born in 1955, you know, what happened that year? But it'll apply to anything, 56, 56, 57, you know, 60, whatever, 70. Well, people who are born in the 70s haven't had they're not in their 70s yet. So it would be people that were born in the 40s, 50s, and early 60s. Are having that thing. Maybe it'll work out different. I'm not great at math. Maybe there's another way it could work out. Well, I suppose people born in the early 2000s would. So if you were born in 2002, that's interesting now. So if you're born in 2002, you're not going to have it. I guess you have to be at least... How does that work out? Well, I don't know. Let's not sit here trying to figure out math. We got to get into psychic stuff. Maybe you could figure it out, but whatever. You know, if you've had it already, and even if you've not thought about it, if you could take a minute to think about it, and was it any kind of lovers spell out for you guys? Was there any kind of monumental, was there good or bad, or indifferent, or even spiritual awakening? You know, what was happening during those times? So if you had it already, let me know in the comments, because I'm really interested about this. Something about it really resonates with me, but there's not a lot of information. And as I said, I'm just starting on it, so I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like it could be really good. You know, some of the keywords that I wrote were like, let's see here. I just did my portrait. Diamond year, sparkle, radiate, be radiant, shine. So, you know, those are some things that, you know, but I have no idea, honestly. All right, Capricorn, let's get your cards for your first 3 cards on top. We took the second ones first because they fell out. Oh, you got 4. We might have to give you a bonus one for your birthday. Okay, we got Star card, the Magician. That was that one, right? Now let's grab this one that's sitting there, the Devil. That's your card. And then let's grab the one more, the 7 of Swords. Okay, somebody else had a really similar situation set up with these cards like this. If you're in a situation that you freaking hate and can't stand, most of the time, it could be a relationship though, but I mean, there's definitely some relationship stuff cooking down here for, you know, many Capricorns. But this stuff here, sometimes it could be a marriage or relationship, but you're just over it. You know, you've been in bondage for too long, and you want to get, you've been sacrificing yourself, or you're lowering, or you're belittling yourself to make it work, and you've just given too much away of yourself, and you're just over it. You know, this is like giving away your pride, your dignity, these kinds of things. Or it could be an actual stuff. Maybe if it's money, Capricorns don't like that if somebody's not pulling their weight financially. You know, maybe you're dishing out, paying more of the bills, and they're just coasting. It's like, dude, fess up, kick in, right? Well, you're breaking out of that. You're totally breaking out of that. And the Magician's been out quite a bit this month, and it's interesting because it's the number 1, and we're in January, and it's a new year, 1-1, and we're going to have 101, and then we're going to have 111 on the 11th. So it's kind of a one time of year, you know. And the Magician is here, and that's all about being empowered. And it's really common at this time of year that everybody is like, yeah, it's a new year, I'm going to go to the gym every day, I'm going to do, we're going to do all these things. But some of you are for real going to do it. And maybe it is a relation, maybe it's a job though. I think when I saw this at first, it was like some job that you just hate. You know, I just hate doing this job, it's such a chore, it's below me, it's beneath me. I'm going to break out and do my own thing, or I'm going to forge my own trail, or do this new thing. And you have the beautiful blessing of the Star card, first card out of the reading, really pouring all the blessings down on you and your endeavors, you know, over this first month of the year. And if you're having your solar return, it's a really important time, because that means that you're, you know, it's your solar new year. So you want to set those intentions and put that energy towards something really positive. Now, the bottom row, you got Lovers and 10 of Cups, so there's a lot of relationship stuff going on. Probably your romantic partner. If you're single, you could totally meet somebody. I love the way that the star comes down here. If you've had a falling out, or even with family or with a loved one, if there's something here, you could be getting help from your spirit guides and angels, or even help from somebody on the other side. Well, they're trying to help you regardless, whether it's in finding a new relationship or reconnecting in an old relationship. And this could, for some, I feel like this is even family. Maybe this is somebody from the family that's passed on. You know, when they say, like, certain people, once grandma was gone, the family, you know, we just never, she was the glue that held the family together, you know, that kind of energy. Well, they're still there from above. They're still there watching over you. They're still there trying to help you. For some, it could be, maybe it's not a reconciliation, but you're just bummed over this thing. Maybe you just got out of a really bad situation and you're kind of bummed about it. But new things are on the horizon, especially in the area of love. For some, it's going to be a reconciliation. For others, it's going to be you falling in love with yourself again and regaining your strength and finding who you really were. If you lost yourself in a relationship, that can happen. Oh, I was going to get the lots. I even made room for the animal totem, and I almost forgot to do it. Let's get our animal totem for our Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. Solar return, babies. The beaver. You're building something with the beaver. Well, Capricorn's all about that. You know, you are the builders. You're all down. You're down with building, right? Maybe some of you are going to build your dream home, but you're building relationships too. You're building and bonding with relationships. Okay, beaver, builder, dreamer, familiar friend, dweller of land and water, afoot in two worlds. Your diligence can change the flow of the river. Yes, the Magician is very much diligent. Be the architect of your life. Yeah, so if you're in a bad situation and you've been saying, I'm going to leave this job, I'm going to leave this relationship, I had enough. If you can summon that courage and summon that will and determination, you can make really good things happen. You could be in a new situation with the help and guidance of your guides and blessings from the star. You could be in a new situation that is happy, loving, supportive, whether it's work, romance, or what. Supportive relationship, okay? Drama. Yeah, if you're tired of the drama, I keep hearing that come to Papa. I heard that from somebody else. And the whole world seems out of plan. Come to Papa. Maybe that's your Papa for some who are the guide that's trying to help you. It says, agreed. So you're in agreement. You're going to find somebody that you're in agreement with, not in conflict with. I mean, you're never going to agree on everything, you know, but there's, you know, the big things. If you can get somebody that you agree on the big things, then the little stuff's nothing, right? Okay, let's see here. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So somebody's offering help or something to you. You know, I mean, that could be, yeah, but it's not like you want to just jump on the first thing that comes along either. Because often, too, even in work situations, when we're in these relationships, in these situations, relationships, whatever, where we are bogged down, where we do feel like we're self-sacrificing ourselves, you know, and it's just draining our energy, sometimes we're still carrying a little bit of that around, and that's why we keep attracting the same thing over and over again. Or perhaps, you know, you keep attracting somebody who's a workaholic, or who's a drug addict, or, you know, or is a mama's boy. You know, you keep attracting the same thing over and over and over again. You need to take the time first to really get back to you with the Magician here. Get back to you so you're coming into the next relationship with a clean slate and you're not dragging all this crap with you, all this old drama and baggage and everything. You want to get back to who you are in order to attract somebody who's a match for who you are. Not attract another job where they treat you like crap, or another relationship where you're bowing down, you know. If you want something different, you've got to get in line with that difference, and that starts with you, okay? All right, Capricorns. Well, like I said, I'm going to extend it for one more week only. 1 week only. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. The most popular reading of the year ahead. We got one more week. If you haven't gotten already, many people have got it already. I've been super busy, as always. I love doing the year ahead readings. It's always a fun time and a prosperous time for me, so I always do appreciate it. But if you did want to get in on it, you didn't have the time or didn't have the money, one more week, and then it's gone till next year. Have a great month. Happy birthday one more time. Happy birthday one more time. All right. Hey, Aquarius, happy birthday to you and other birthday peeps here. And not only that, you're going to have your new moon this month. You get that one new moon, that one full moon a year. So this is really your time. And not only that, you're going to have the new moon, and then the very next day, Uranus, your ruling planet, is going direct. And it's going to retrograde for some time. Now you got the sun in your sign, the new moon in your sign, Pluto in your sign, your ruling planet's moving forward. So I think many Aquarians, you're really going to see things start to move along here. We're moving on over. That's all I know. We got Queen of Swords, followed by the Devil, in the same spot as the last reading. And I cut the deck, too. And King, 2 sword energy. Look at that. Okay, both descending on that Devil. Okay, now 3 cards for Aquarius from the songs. It's not the song. I've done 11. This is the 11th reading, and I'm still calling it Songs for the Journey Home. I guess I'm going to try to have to do Songs for the Journey Home next month, huh? It's the Light Seers Tarot. Page of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. All right. I'm going to get some money stuff rolling here. You have the Page, the Knight, and the Queen of Swords. So the gang is all here. One of those is going to be you, no matter what. But it feels like it's this whole family unit. You know, we're all connected. Now it could be a family unit, an actual family, like your blood. You know, your family. But it could also be your work family, or even it feels like it could be all people like staying in the same neighborhood, or the same, even like for some people I feel like it's sort of like an apartment. What do they call that? The people in the apartment that you have to get everything by. I will never live in a place. I will never buy a house that has that, or nobody's going to tell me what color I can paint my house or whatever. But there's that committee that oversees everything. I can't think of the name of it right now, but you know, maybe it's something like that. You know, for some of you it might be your book club. Even that book is just grabbing me there. Tenants Association or whatever. I'm not getting it right, because you can, even when you buy a house, sometimes there's these rules you have to adhere by. I would never live there. If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comment. But boy, everybody's there. But look at the top of this, how they're both going after that Double. So there's something that you've been in bondage to for some time, and you're not going to be in bondage to it anymore. And it's not only you, it's the other person as well. There's 2 people here. Now, it could be this is you being in bondage to that person, or vice versa, blah, blah, blah. But it also could be I'm hearing resilience. Just randomly, I'm getting resilience. So maybe you're going to be resilient, bounce back. But it also could be that it feels more like this is you and another person, and you're just like, listen, dude, we're not putting up with you anymore. Or maybe it's even like you're going to go on strike or something. This could be like, we're going to go on strike. We're not going to be in bondage to this, or we're staging a walkout, or whatever this is. This whole patriarchal thing that we're in bondage to. You know, we're not. Maybe it's somebody at school. They're going to stage a walkout because this person looks like a schoolgirl. You know, she's got her I don't know, she doesn't have a uniform on, but I thought I saw it turned into like a plaid uniform on her coat there, so it could be something having to do with the school, and she's got her school book there. But you're going to walk lightly, you know, you're going to walk lightly, and carrying this around, whatever this is, you're not going to be doing that anymore. This is going to allow you to step lightly and be with the birds, and some of you are going to be learning some music and singing with the birds, or maybe singing in some kind of a performance, or maybe it could be school performance. Maybe you or even your kids or something are going to be singing in some kind of a school performance. Where you've been having some issues with money, maybe that's why you're staying in this devil situation. Maybe it's just like, well, it'd be nice to go, but I just can't really go right now because of this whole situation. Ace of Pentacles is showing up here. So there will be a new beginning in money coming for you. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not around this new moon over here, because this was reminding me of the new moon, and this is too. The new moon in your sign could totally, well, this is more like a full moon, so it might be the full moon on the 13th, but it could be the new moon in your sign. That's probably a stronger connection for you personally. That could spark this new beginning in money that's going to allow you the freedom. Or like if it's something like a labor strike, maybe they're going to, they're going to say, okay, we're going to pay you the money you're asking for, something like that. All right, let's go ahead, and for some it could be like a school levy maybe, or something like that. All right, let's go ahead and get the Homeowners Association. There it is. I finally thought of it. All right, let's get the animal totem. Animal totem, animal totem. What do we got here? Howling at that moon with the wolf. The wolf is about being in the pack too, and it's so interesting, your group or your tribe, and because you got the knight, the king, and the page, the knight, and the queen. And then you get the wolf energy. So it's like being with your pack. The guys just said there's power in numbers. So you're better off joining with others. Maybe even it's a class action suit. For some people it could be. But whatever. Some of you don't want to wear these uniforms or something. Some of you are protesting against having to wear these certain clothing or uniform. You want to dress differently or not be told how to dress. That's for somebody out there, okay? Maybe school or something else. Okay, wolf. Wild spirit of the wilderness, impeccable instincts draw your path, leading freedom to roam far and wide, embracing the interdependency of all life. Yeah, I feel, and here's that full moon again. There it is again. It could be the full moon, but I think we're talking about the new moon. I think this is going to be really powerful in settling some long-term thing where perhaps you felt weighed down, trapped, suppressed, in bondage with the devil energy. Perhaps during the time that Pluto was in Capricorn, or even during the time of Capricorn, because devil is the card for Capricorn after all. All right, let's go ahead and get that next thing. New. You want something new. Lots of love, and then lots of answer is iffy. Yeah, it's funny it's iffy under the Two of Pentacles, because that can kind of be an iffy thing, but it's coming through. It may seem iffy, but it's going to come through for you. And then finally, the last one is lots of proverb. It says, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. You're working with a group of people. That reminded me of, I don't even really know much about what that was all about, but in the UK they had that Brexit thing, and then everybody's like, yeah, Brexit or whatever, then it passed, and then they're just like, ooh, we don't like this or whatever. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on any of this. But with that, be careful what you wish for, it almost seemed like that. But in this case, I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I feel like it is going to be a good thing, and it is going to be a prosperous thing for many. It's going to bring in some additional funding for you, okay? All right, Aquarius, well, happy birthday again. Don't forget your new moon. Do your manifestation on your new moon. It's that most powerful time. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. If you do want to get out into the year ahead and you weren't able to, I am extending it for only 1 week, first week of January, and that's going to be it till next year. It's a great reading. Many people love it, get it every year. It's good value. So go to my website and check it out if you want. Okay, Pisces. Hey, Pisces, Happy New Year. You know what's happening? There's a kind of a big event happening for you this month, all right? We are going to have, on the full moon on the 13th, it might be exactly that same day or the day before. It's right around there. It'll vary, too, depending on where you live in the world. But this full moon here, not only is that a trine, it's a fellow water sign. It's a trine to you. But the nodes are going to move into your sign. The North Node has not been in your sign for 19 years, okay? So it's going to join the North Node, Saturn, and Pisces are all going to be in your sign. Now, the last time that we had the North Node in your sign would have been mid-2006 to the end of 2007. So most people can remember that cycle, all right? Prior to that, it was in the 80s. It was 88 and 89. And then even it was back in the late 60s into 1970, you could think about that time frame. But with the node in your sign, I mean, it's really a time to awaken. You can think back to those other time frames, but it's the nodes of fate. It's really trying to align you with your fate, and having Saturn in your sign too, that's also karmic. So a lot of karmic situations are coming to the forefront. You know, you're finishing up these cycles, and if you don't have to, especially any cycles that were begun in 2006 and 2007. So it's good to reflect back on that time in particular and how far you've come, because this is a major thing for you. All right, and you're going to be guided by the universe towards your fate, okay? Ace of Swords, Three of Rods, Knight of Cups, that could be you. There's no gender in these readings, so, oh, you know, I just, okay, no, that's nothing. No, never mind. Okay. I thought this was something else. These are the cards that I just pulled out for the astrology. Okay, let's get our... ooh, did one go the wrong way? Yeah, it did. So we're going to take that one. King of Cups. And then we'll just cut. Well, I want to shuffle a little more. All right, a little more. And now, let's see. We'll cut. King of Rods. And... Seven of Swords, but this one flew right out to Queen of Wands. Boy, well, you're sure dealing with a lot of people, aren't you? So, Ace of Swords, though, is the very first one out. So it's a time for a major victory. It's time to forge a new trail, forge a new path. And many decks with the Ace of Swords, there'll be this cloudy sky, and then the sword pierces through and allows the sun to shine in. So sometimes this Ace of Swords can talk about something that maybe seemed sort of dark and dismal, and there was no hope, and all of a sudden, bam, there is hope. So there is a solution. Three of Rods, your ships are coming in, some kind of big victory, and then it's just people. Well, Seven of Swords, you're definitely going away from something that was maybe kind of toxic for you, okay? You've had enough, and you're ready to move on, and you're going to be able to do so with these two cards up here. But one of the interesting things about these people here is, in particular, these Cups people, which could represent you, by the way. Could be you. So it could be, but any of the water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, could be talking about that Cancer full moon we're having on the 13th, the day the nodes go into your sign. But also, and then there's a 1 and a 3, 13. But this shows progress, okay? The Knight from the King is somebody who's progressing, who's maturing, who's becoming more emotionally mature, more spiritually mature, more cognizant, my guides are saying. So you are making progress, you are maturing. You're surrounded by fire energy too, which is interesting. You've got the King of Wands on one side and then the Queen of Wands throughout the other side. Now, this is not a bad card, but in this instance, I almost feel like she's like mocking you and won't leave you alone. The way she, you know, the way she's looking at this, and he's just like, enough already, get away from me. Or is he even just running towards her to say, I'm gonna, listen, I'm serious. He's got his sword there. He's got a little knife or a sword. He's like, knock it the freak off. It's not funny. You know, it could be like that. That is the vibe I'm getting out of it. But, you know, these fire sign energy, you might have to retreat from a lot. Maybe it's just even the whole hoopla, my guides are saying, of the holiday season, you know, just like, because the fire people are a lot sometimes, especially for Pisces. There are a lot of energy, there are a lot of action, a lot of loud, you know, they're boisterous and loud, and, you know, sometimes that can be too much for a gentle Piscean energy. So if you feel like, if you're getting the point where you're, you know, you're imagining wanting to stab somebody, and I mean, we've all been there. It's funny with me, I don't know, it must be some past life thing. I often will visualize cutting somebody's head off. Isn't that crazy? Like with a sword, just chopping their head off. You know, not stabbing them in the heart, not doing any of that, chopping their head off. That's very often somebody's, my little, I don't know if I call it fantasy. Of course I'd never do it, but I mean, you know, so if you're thinking, I'm just going to take my letter opener and stab her in the throat because she won't shut the F up. Calm down. Let's not act on that already, because it feels like you're sandwiched in between these fire energy, you know. And here's you, and here's that moon, that full moon in Pisces too, full moon. You know, that node's gonna, if there is a situation like this where you're being agitated and somebody is laughing or mocking at you or something, and it's too much, you know, it's too much for your sensitive aura that you carry, you know, and your advanced energy that you carry, and this is too much of the peanut gallery here, you know, with the yapping and all this stuff. I already forgot what I was going to say about it. But well, with the nodes in your sign, yeah, that's right, with the nodes in your sign, and the nodes are changing from the fire sign of Aries to the water sign of Pisces on the 13th, on that full moon, okay? So maybe that's just the way the universe is trying to get you to make a change. It's not, you're not going to actually go take your letter opener and stab her in the throat so she will shut the F up. You're going to say, okay, this is the universe pushing me that I have to go in this other direction. You know, I have to, this letter opener, this little knife can grow into a big sword and a big victory, and it's lighting my way. It's just showing me what I don't want, okay? Because sometimes that's how the universe works. A lot of times that's how Saturn works, and Saturn is in your sign. So Saturn can make things difficult for you in order for you to make a big leap, and it's absolutely possible. I mean, Ace of Swords, 3 of Rods, your ships are coming in, and you're progressing. You're not engaging with that, because it feels childish, you know. She's like, neener, 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 neener. He's like, that's it, bitch. I'm gonna cut you if you don't stop it. You know, you reach your breaking point, you know, almost, you know. So let's not let it get to that breaking point. Let's back out. Let's talk to our higher self. There's a major solution that's unfolding now, and the nodes of fate are absolutely trying to show you that path. Okay. All right. Let's get that. Sexy. I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah, some of you, maybe this is some kind of, well, the King of Wands is often, you know, considered sexy because wands is that raw sexuality kind of thing. But, you know, maybe some of you are involved in maybe some of you, this could be a new love interest, and this is their ex or their mother or their somebody that's, you know, messing with you. You know, just don't let it get to you, okay? All right, let's get the next one here. Plausible. It's plausible, it's possible. Alright, and then finally the lots of Proverbs. All's well that ends well. Yeah, all's well that ends well. Pisces, you're not one to really kind of hold grudges, unless you have Scorpio, you know, in your chart maybe, but just let this go. Who cares what they're doing? It's juvenile and stupid. Who cares? Just don't give it any, don't let it get under your craw. Don't let it get under your skin, you know. You carry on. If this is your relationship or whatever this is, you carry on. You do you. You forge your path. And by forging this path, you know, things are opening up to you. This is only the universe pushing you away from what's not for you. It's just showing you what you don't want. You don't have to interact with that. Okay. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and happy, well, not happy birthday, but happy node in your sign. This is a pretty big deal, really, for Pisces, okay? You're setting the stage for the next 19 to 20 years of your life, and the nodes of fate are trying to steer you towards your higher calling, your higher fate. We could, if you want to get that year ahead reading or any of the other readings that I offer, head over to my website. We can go into all that, what the Saturn in Pisces has meant, what planets does it hit for you, and etc., okay? Well, Happy New Year, Pisces. I hope you have a great one. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll be back again next month. And if you like these readings, they are available on Patreon. If you want a weekly update, it's there. I'll be back with some astrology and other readings in the meantime. Have a great one. Till next time.